Was it 1969 or was it 70 when you arrived in country?
I got in February of 1970. Um, so at the heyday of Vietnam for the Army, we had 15 detachments in Vietnam. And so what we were organized geographically in South Vietnam. So how EOD worked in Vietnam, Army EOD, I'm not going to talk about the other ones right now if anybody wants to, but how we were organized for the Army, we operated in a geographical area. So the 99th at Phuoc Vinh, we operated in the northwest corner of Three Court. Now, South Vietnam was divided up into four corps. So anybody that operated in our area, we supported any maneuver elements that operated. So we supported, when I was there, all of 1st Cavalry Division Air Mobile's operations. We supported part of the 1st Infantry Division, the 199th Light Infantry Brigade, and the 11th Ace Armored Cavalry Regiment. So we supported all these units that operated in our geographical area. So if they needed EOD, they'd give us a call, and depending on where they were located, we get in a vehicle and drive there, or they would send in a helicopter and fly us out to wherever they needed us. And so when we went out in Vietnam, we always carried 3 days worth of food, water, explosives. So I always carried either 20 pounds or 40 pounds of composition C4, either one or two haversacks of C4. In a haversack, there's 16 blocks in the haversack, 1.25 pound M112 blocks. So I always went to the field with either 40 or 20 or 40 pounds of C4, all the firing systems, the caps, the igniters, and stuff. So if we needed more explosives, the unit that we're supporting then would support us with more explosives. And if we were there for more than 3 days, they would have to provide us with the water and food and all that kind of stuff. Towards the end, when I went to the field, I was carrying 10 quarts of water. I had a 1 quart, two quarts, and a 5 quart bladder that I carried, because our meals were mostly, we did have C rations, but most of our meals were the LRPs, the long range reconnaissance patrol meals, and which are dehydrated. So you need water to, rehydrate them. There I am. I'm getting ready to go to the field. I got my rucksack on. I've got, let's see, I'm carrying, there's 7 in those pouches, bandoliers. There's 7 magazines, 20 round magazines in there. I got 2 bandoliers, and then I have 2 magazines. They're taped together in my M16. So that's just before I was going to the field. And that's how we were dressed in Vietnam. Didn't wear flak jackets, or we didn't, and we didn't wear helmets. We just wear our bush hat. And that's how we did it. I never wore a bomb suit. I never operated a robot in my career. That's only one time did I wear a helmet and a flak jacket, and that was when a Loach helicopter, a light observation helicopter, part of a paint team loaded with white phosphorus, crashed at a refill point, a POL. So he crashed there, and all these WP and explosions and stuff were going on, but we had to clear the refuel point so other helicopters could refuel. And so stuff was exploding as we were clearing it. So we actually put on flak jackets, and flak jacket's not a bulletproof vest. It's just protects you from flak, shrapnel. And then the helmet, because we were picking up WP grenades that were smoking, putting them in buckets of water, and we had to clear that so that they could refuel other helicopters. That was the refuel point. That was the only time I wore a helmet and a flak jacket.
We've those of the I know the new viewers that have not watched our prior interview with Sogman. We've spoken to several CCC men. One actually was on the Halo jump, the last Halo jump with RT Washington. It's Mark Gentry, who Mr. Mike would later know. We've heard horror stories about accidents with WP. I mean, white phosphorus grenades. What was the first time like seeing one of those, and now you're an EOD specialist having to render them safe or blow them up? Did you have any fear or trepidation around those things?
No, the thing with we don't with white phosphorus. I actually worked with phosphorus in high school in chemistry. Well, not white phosphorus, red phosphorus. Phosphorus comes in 3 phases. There's red phosphorus, yellow phosphorus, and white phosphorus. The most reactive to air, of course, is white phosphorus. And then we also have another filler called plasticized white phosphorus, which is so there's this types of white phosphorus. White phosphorus, as long as you they can prevent them from getting air, then you can put mud on them, put them in buckets of water. For our red phosphorus, was stored in kerosene. And then we had first aid treatment for white. If you got a little bit of white phosphorus on you, you would